Hey everybody, how's it going? So in Godzilla King of the Monsters, one of the most impressive parts of the film was actually the characterization of Ghidorah. And it was very obvious that the writers, producers, and director Michael Dowdery cared a lot about how they were going to portray King Ghidorah just due to the level of detail applied to not only the design of the character, but the performance of the character itself. And a part of that characterization was the application of how Ghidorah was extraterrestrial, thus not a part of the natural order. And this makes Ghidorah an automatic abnormality amongst the other Titans, which was used to explain why Ghidorah's biology interacts with Earth's environment in a very chaotic manner. Now, when the Titans native to Earth are active, it's said that they promote growth of nature on the Earth, which makes previously devastated locations fertile again. And at the same time, they can absorb excess amounts of radiation from certain areas where that excess radiation is maybe damaging. With Ghidorah, on the other hand, his activity creates localized storms of not only hurricane-like winds, but tornadoes and lightning that just destroys everything around it. This is said to be caused by his electroreceptor molecular biology, which was just a mouthful right there, which conducts electrical currents and rapidly heats water vapor around him. Now, in most definitions, natural order can be summarized as the orderly structure and relations of beings to one another within a controlled system in the absence of an outside authority. Now, in a lot of cases, the outside authority could be governmental law, divine law, or a being that just does not originate from that system. And within the system of the Titans, they operate based upon a hierarchy of what appears to be two alphas, one alpha being male and the other alpha being female. And this is why it looks like the species of Godzilla and Mothra were so intrinsically linked and complementary within the Monsterverse. Even Michael Dowdery said the designs of Mothra's wings were designed as such to complement the design of Godzilla, just to visually show how the two complement each other and they're united as a species, even though they do not mate together. Now, they technically fulfill the roles of Alpha as King and Queen of the Monsters respectively, and this could be used as an explanation as to why when Ghidorah roared at the Titans, to proclaim himself as the new Alpha, Mothra instead went to Godzilla's location in Bermuda. She didn't accept Ghidorah's status as the alpha of the Titans pack, so to speak, since they made mention of a pack mentality with the Titans. And for a lot of pack animals, usually the most common and popular example is a wolf pack. And within a wolf pack, there's usually an alpha male and an alpha female, and then afterwards betas and omegas. Now, the alpha can group hunts, decide hunting ranges, create structure within the pack, and maintain the temperament of the pack to ensure cohesion with the pack overall. So by that, basically it's everything that Godzilla was said to be doing with the Titans, and everything it looks like Ghidorah was trying to do with the Titans, because according to the novelization for Godzilla King of the Monsters, when Ghidorah released that call, it was translated to be basically join me on my hunt, that kind of thing. Now, the betas assist the alpha and usually call the smaller hunts as long as they don't conflict with the alpha, and the beta is usually also next in line to become the eventual alpha for when the alpha is ready to be replaced. And then the omegas are all the way at the bottom, usually the lowest ranking members outside of pups, and then in between we have, they're called either gammas or deltas. They use a lot of different terms depending on who you're referring to, I guess, for most type of things. But in general, that's just kind of the overall hierarchy of that pack structure for the wolves. And in certain other animal social structures, the alpha male status is actually not acknowledged until it's acknowledged by an alpha female. And if the alpha female doesn't accept you as an alpha male or as their mate, you don't obtain that status in that pack. And this is why I think Ghidorah was never going to be the true alpha, because based on what we saw with the Titans, it seems very understandable that the alpha, yes, can be determined through combat. However, I wouldn't be surprised just based on Mothra's status throughout history, and also through, with just Mothra's power set in general being so complementary to Godzilla and her ability to resist the other, alpha calls that weren't from Godzilla. It just seems very interesting, and it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that Mothra's status as Queen of the Monsters provides her some alpha female-like influence over the other Titans as a whole, which would explain why Mothra is so revered overall versus the other Titans, because you didn't see any other Titan, even if they were bigger than Mothra, even if they were more intimidating looking, whatever have you. You didn't hear about any other Titans in history according to Godzilla King of the Monsters really having the dedication and the reverence towards them, outside of Godzilla of course, but Mothra was that titan. And also, Mothra was, excuse my French, but she was that bitch in this movie. Let's not get it twisted here. Now, with the combat between the titans, it's important to note that Ghidorah never actually defeated Godzilla in combat. And what I mean by this is that their first battle in Godzilla King of the Monsters ended with Ghidorah running away from Antarctica. And the second battle was in the ocean, which unfortunately for Godzilla was interrupted by him getting hit with the oxygen destroyer, while Ghidorah seemingly was able to slip away unharmed. Now, from this moment, Rodan also began to acknowledge Ghidorah as his alpha, but I feel like that was maybe under the mistaken idea that Ghidorah had defeated Godzilla in battle. Now, during their final battle in Boston, Godzilla destroys obviously the body of Ghidorah with the thermonuclear pulse stomps and roars and all that stuff, and reclaims his throne as the alpha of the monsters, King of the Monsters. Altogether, I think this means that Godzilla never lost his status as alpha of the titans. Instead, it was more of a situation where Ghidorah just released his roar as if he was alpha, and since the other titans didn't hear a response from Godzilla, they probably just assumed, yes, Ghidorah is the alpha altogether. So I guess in summary, what I'm saying here is Ghidorah was never going to be the true alpha of the titans because of the following three reasons. 1, he wasn't a part of the natural order. 2, he wasn't accepted as the alpha male by the alpha female of the Titans pack. And 3, he never won in combat against the actual alpha. But comment below your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this? I thought this would just be a fun video to make because I was thinking about it. But comment below, and we'll see you guys later.